What up, y'all? It's your boy Martin, aka the Boxing Purist. Welcome once again to the Truth and Absolute channel, where I kick the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, good God Almighty. All right, y'all. Now listen. If this is your first time stopping through the channel, I just want to say thank you for your time. I appreciate it more than you know. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, make sure that before you leave, whether you cut the video short or whatever, that you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. If you really want to, hit that like button or the dislike button. It's all love. Drop a comment down below. All my dudes in here and gals love talking boxing. We all engage in boxing chatter. No one gets butt hurt. No one's feelings get hurt. We talk. We don't always agree, but we have a discussion. If you guys know anything about the sport of boxing, at least in my experiences, it's hard to find someone to have an actual boxing conversation with the casual stuff staying out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't happen often these days. So anyway, let's jump right into this one. So obviously the news that has been taking over the boxing world, it's not a fight that's signed and ready. It's not an up and coming fight. It's a potential fight between Canelo Alvarez and David, the Mexican monster, Benavidez, right? The talk about this is taking over everything. Like, listen, you guys know as well as I do, even the amount of money that Canelo asked for in this fight, that alone took over the whole week of boxing. Like, if you said 150 million to 200 million and not said anything else, people will know already what you're talking about, even the casual fans. And when I say casual, I'm not calling you guys anything bad, but casual fans. There's plenty of things I watch that I consider myself a casual fan at, right? I won't jump into big conversations on certain things because I look at it casually, not like an actual fan. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, you guys know by now that the idea of Canelo making $200 to $150 million in Saudi Arabia got shot down. They shot it down. They said absolutely not. They're willing to put money up. They didn't say how much, but they are willing to put some money up for a potential fight between David Benavidez and the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev, given that David Benavidez makes it past his opponent that he got coming up here at 175, which I'm sure he will, but nonetheless, he has to get through him first. So now, you know, I see a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? I haven't posted in a day or two. I see a lot of things. I see what these other channels are saying. I say what these, what should we call these people? I want to call them fans, but I don't know if to call them super fans with a platform. And I'm talking about certain boxing analysts, commentators, because, oh my gosh, man, you know, I swear, it's like Canelo is the new MAGA hat back in 2019, 2020, where people are just triggered at the sound of Canelo, right? This dude didn't do nothing to nobody, doesn't talk crap about nobody, keeps it straight up and down, and somehow everyone is hating for him. Anyways, whatever. So you guys know who I'm talking about. No one more than Paulie Malignaggi. I swear that dude has nightmares, dreams, all of that about Canelo. I'm speaking about my man Andre Ward. I'm speaking about Stephen A. Smith. I'm speaking about Iron Mike Tyson. And dudes that I respect. Andre Ward, as you guys know, is my favorite all-time fighter in boxing. That's just what it is, whatever. Now, I saw a video put out there. You guys already know who put it out, probably. It's my dude Showbiz. And he's not the only one that's been saying this. A lot of people have been saying this, you know what I'm saying? So the big question is, what does Canelo not fighting David Benavidez do to Canelo's legacy? What does it do to his overall resume? What does it do to his career in general, right? Now, I'm going to break this down in a few points, and I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion on it, right? So, first of all, will it be a letdown? Will it be upsetting? Will it be all of those things if Canelo does not fight Benavidez? I'm going to say absolutely, because we got to keep it real. The fans want to see that fight. A lot of people want to see that fight. So would it be a disappointment if Canelo retires and doesn't fight David Benavidez? I'm going to say yes, okay, including myself. Not necessarily disappointed in Canelo, Just disappointed that the fight didn't happen. Does that make sense? I mean, like, y'all get what I'm trying to say? So, and as far as the fans go, I mean, straight up, the way that, and I say the majority, man, because it's the majority that we hear on social media, that we hear everyone. We hear the majority's opinion in my book. And to them, they will literally forget everything Canelo has done in his career, in his 18-year career, whatever it is, and only focus on the fact that he didn't fight Benavidez if he chooses not to fight David Benavidez. So for those people, absolutely, they will hold it against him forever. And if not forever, they'll hold it against him for a very, very long time. That's just the way it goes. I mean, maybe people just need something to be upset at. Somebody to be upset at, a finger to point. I guess that's just life, right? So I would say that as far as the fans go in the boxing public, yeah, everyone will be upset. Now, the big question, does a fight, not fighting Benavidez, affect his overall legacy, affect what he's already done in the sport? Now, this is going to be my answer to that. You guys may like it, may not like it, but this is how I look at it, right? I'm going to say absolutely not. As far as it hurting what Canelo's already accomplished, I'm going to say no, okay? I'm going to say that Canelo already established his career. He got the Sunday cherry on top, hot fudge, sprinkles. A fight with Benavidez adds more sprinkles, but doesn't necessarily need it. Do you get what I'm saying? It's already complete. If you want to add extra, cool. If not, whatever. That's just what it is. I compare it to, and by no means am I calling Canelo the GOAT of boxing, okay? That's not what I'm saying. But when Michael Jordan came back the second time around, for those of you who are old enough to remember when he came back to the Washington Wizards, everybody knew that Michael Jordan did not come back necessarily to win or to even make money in that because, I mean, it's Michael Jordan, right? He came back for the love of the game. Perhaps Michael in his head had expectations of winning a ring, about doing this and that. We were realistic and we're like, yo, listen, he's literally coming back to enjoy the game. Whatever he does or doesn't do, we're just going to love it because he already gave us a whole career and memories that live on forever, right? So that's what I compare it to Canelo. Another one I'm going to say is my guy Kobe Bean Bryant. May God rest his soul, his daughters, everyone. It's another one, Kobe after a certain place, Kobe played 20 seasons. I would say after year 15, 16, when he got that new extension with the Lakers didn't re-sign Kobe in hopes of winning a championship. When he got that last big contract, right? Kobe wasn't at 100% no more. He was far from a prime Kobe. They weren't going to win a ring. They weren't going to do nothing, okay? It was a business move. They didn't expect much out of Kobe. Out of Kobe, they expected him to show up. And anything that happened after that time span was not going to overshadow what Kobe Bryant already gave us in his career, right? I don't think about those last 2 seasons like, man, Kobe had a great career, but those last 2 seasons killed it completely. Same thing with Michael Jordan. He had a great career, but that season and a half that he had in Washington killed his career. Right? You know what I'm saying? And it's like that up and down in the sport. So with Canelo Alvarez. And there's a few boxers you could talk that about too, man. Bernard Hopkins had a very long career, but after a certain point, you're like, okay, prime B-Hop is gone. At this point, he's just fighting to fight. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it the same way with Canelo. With Canelo, he's been pro since he was like 15 or 16 years old. Okay, and we could jump to a lot of his fights were in Mexico and all that, and I would agree with you. But that kid made noise in the USA very young. And if you've been following Canelo, he got a lot of wins very, very early. He beat dudes that were beating everyone else. Somehow the young 19, 20-year-old Canelo was able to be victorious against them. So at this point, right, I would say the closing chapter to Canelo's career would have to be perhaps after the Bivol Triple G fight, somewhere in that. And what I mean by that is that Canelo already accomplished so much. He already gave us so much. That run at super middleweight, and you guys could try to dissect his opponents that he faced all you want. The truth is, once upon a time, they were talked about as great fighters until after Canelo beat him. Then they became nothing, right? Now they became nobody. Because if y'all remember correctly, when Canelo was fighting Caleb Plant, Andre Ward said that Caleb Plant would stop Canelo. He said he would stop stop Canelo. All of a sudden, maybe he forgets he said that, whatever. But in other words, they're going to keep finding reasons to take away from Canelo. So at this point, I would say Canelo is in cruise control. Canelo already had his career. Everything that Canelo, in my opinion, is doing from here on out is simply he's making money and he's boxing, doing the thing which he loves, and it's boxing. Not everyone has a platform like Canelo where he could just choose to fight anyone and it's going to sell. But again, that's earned. It's not given. Somebody said to me earlier, so you're saying that Canelo earned the right to duck? Listen. I cannot say Canelo is ducking any fighter because of the career that he's already given us, who he fought, when he fought them. This man went undisputed at 168. In 1 year, he ran and grabbed all the belts. He grabbed all the belts at 168 in 1 year. Okay, you could bring up his opponents, you could do all that. The thing is that cash cow Canelo fought 4 times in that 1 year in order to accomplish what he wanted to do. Okay? So, and again, remember, man, I'm a fan of Canelo. I'm a fan of the sport. Okay? I'm never going to take away from any fighter. But the man has already established himself in my book. So anything he does from here on out, cool. But we got his career already. So that's why it makes sense. And even fighting Munguia, listen, Canelo could have fought Berlanga, which in my opinion is a way easier fight than Jaime Munguia. He could have easily fought Edgar Berlanga, made it a whole Puerto Rico versus Mexico thing, built the rivalry up, sold the fight, and it would have been an easy victory for Canelo. Munguia is a tougher fight than that, and that's the route that he chose to go. Okay? And who knows, we may still get Canelo versus Benavidez. It's not out of the question yet. But all the pieces in the chessboard have to be moved correctly in order for it to happen. And I'm not even talking about money at this point because, listen, you could get Canelo in the ring, in my opinion. But the way that David is moving right now, the way that his team is moving, how they don't close their mouth, how they keep talking and yapping, it's like when they say stuff like, Canelo, you know, whatever money you have left over, buy some balls, this and that. It's like, dude, all those little remarks could be easily turned around and asked to David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of different ways. So if I'm David, like I said in the videos in the past, dog, just look to 175, cruiserweight, whatever you're comfortable at. Build your own legacy. Make yourself a cash cow. Okay? It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do. Keep fighting. Keep doing your thing. Stop waiting on Canelo and make your own lane. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's crazy because the David Benavidez fight against the other dude is looking to be on the undercard of Tank Davis versus Frank Martin or Abdul Wahid, whatever he prefers to be called nowadays. Now, again, when you look at that, remember, I'm not in, again, financial, when I talk about financial stuff, it doesn't talk about the fighter in the ring. That's not what I'm bringing it up. But let's not forget, David and his team offered Canelo $60 million. Now they're on the undercard of Tank Davis. What does that tell you? All that could play into Canelo, and I'm going to say pettiness of pretty much being like, I'm going to smack you in the hand and you're not getting the fight because you didn't show respect. I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's what it seems like to me. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens from here on out, man. So I just wanted to get my breakdown on that because I think it's really unfair that they're holding Canelo to this standard of after everything he's done in the sport, they still want to overshadow him. Like, you know, Floyd Mayweather, who in my opinion, is just in my opinion, I think he's the greatest boxer of all time in my book. His last fight, he chose to fight Andre Berto. So now why don't y'all do some homework and go see what Berto was ranked at that time and go see who else was fighting at that time. If I'm not mistaken, his mandatory was Keith one-time Thurman. Okay? And then we could say whatever, but the fact is he chose to fight Andre Berto as his going away fight. Are we going to hold that against Floyd? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He still made big money off of that fight. Who cares? Floyd had already given us a whole career. You know what I mean? So Canelo's been through it so many times. He went through the same drama with Triple G. So Canelo already knows in here, like, I could kill myself trying to please these guys, and it's just never going to happen. You know, I can name plenty of fights from people I've talked to. They're like, if he beats this person, if he beats this person, So it's like, oh, you're just going to, if he beats this person the rest of his career, and leave one standing to use against him. which I don't know, in my book is kind of whack. But anyway, let me know what y'all think of the whole situation, man. Do you think it's fair to say that a fight with Benavidez hurts Canelo? Or do you think that Canelo gave us a career already? He earned the right, he earned the driver's seat to do what he wants to do in his last 2-3 fights, whatever it is he else is going to give to the sport. So drop a comment down below. Like I said, I love talking to you guys. Let me know what's going on. Much love to you guys. God bless. And remember, the truth shall set y'all free. Peace.